World wars typically last around 3 years. We have to go through this. You're not going to seek reform until, as they say, the shit hits the fan.
Who here is ready for war?
Warfare is a very nasty, evil business. Unless you know exactly why you're fighting, don't go in, because it's very difficult to get out of a war once you've started it.
It's always important to have clearly defined political objectives, and you need the means to achieve them.
Israel and the United States launched Operation Lion's Roar.
You had top military brass saying, this is a really bad idea. We are not ready for this. You know, all the math on the interceptors.
There is no respite for Israel.
It's been a pretty wild time.
This is a very weird relationship between a patron and a client state, where the client state makes all the decisions and imposes them on the patron.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties.
It's a case of the flea driving the dog.
And I believe Israel will not be a state within the next 10 years because it will be roundly defeated on the battlefield with its big daddy, because we'll go into Iran and that will be our Syracuse. That will be our end.
The dangers of a broader war are very considerable. We keep trying to pivot away from the Middle East in order to confront our enemy of choice, which is China, and we constantly fail because Israel keeps generating new threats that we have to deal with.
China has come out and condemned the war. You know, China and Iran are very close allies.
Now, Iran and Russia are strengthening cooperation on multiple fronts. A strategic partnership treaty between both the countries has come into effect.
If we get involved in a war with Iran, we're going to end up at some point in confrontation militarily with Russia.
I would say the most pressing security situation we have now, the war between Russia and Ukraine.
We are currently in a global conflict. What's happening in China has repercussions of what's happening in the Middle East, and what is happening on the border with Ukraine.
Get ready for a war like our grandparents endured. A Labour minister, Britain's on a war footing. I mean, here's the head of NATO as well, Mark Rutte.
We are Russia's next target.
In response to perceived Russian aggression, Germany's ruling coalition has agreed on a new voluntary military conscription plan to boost the armed forces. If not enough recruits volunteer to come forward, the plan would allow Parliament to bring in compulsory military service.
If our country falters because it is not prepared to accept to lose its children, then we are at risk.
They decide, do we go to war? We never asked.
The majority of Europeans don't want a war with Russians. Our elites, maybe.
Painful trade-offs would be unavoidable, but absolutely necessary to protect our people.
Вы создали, не вы лично, конечно, понимаете. Я думаю, что и те кто говорит о войне с Россией, тоже понимают.
We have a war in Europe, which is in danger of spreading, in large measure because our allies in Western Europe have no peace proposal, no vision for peace whatsoever.
There are many different nations right now, part of Russia as well. I think if you would have more like small nations, it's not a bad thing.
Говорят о том, что Россию нужно поделить на десятки мелких государственных образований.
After the Maidan coup in February 2014, Western press is spreading propaganda.
I think this is very important as a scholar, not to rely on any government narrative, Russian or Ukrainian or Western government, but rely on evidence, which is what I do in my studies, and I did this with Maidan massacre.
If they actually said, oh, okay, fine, Putin really does want peace, we're all going to live together, shake hands, kumbaya, then why do you need NATO?
The Ukraine war is accelerating the decline of the West.
The creation of an independent settlement and depository system within BRICS will make currency transactions faster, more efficient, and more secure.
And now, when many political scientists are seriously talking about the fact that the Third World War is not only inevitable, but is already taking place in new forms.
Britain and France have agreed to coordinate their nuclear arsenals for the first time.
France just deployed 3 nuclear-capable Rafale fighter jets to Poland's eastern border. These aren't ordinary jets. They're from the Lafayette Squadron, one of only 2 French units trained to carry nuclear weapons.
Notre dissuasion nucléaire nous protège.
L'armée la plus puissante de l'Union européenne, c'est l'armée française. L'armée française, c'est aussi la dissuasion nucléaire, c'est l'armement nucléaire. Vous imaginez la France entrer en guerre contre une puissance nucléaire? Ça serait dramatique.
They'd be insane to take on NATO because they would know that they would ultimately wind up in a nuclear war.
Moscow telling Western leaders they're teetering on the brink of nuclear war.
These politicians are really gamblers playing Russian roulette because they are fighting for their own political survival.
Europe is going to collapse. You need an external enemy when you have nothing else to offer.
Well, for the last 20 years, these same European leaders have told us that patriotism is a bad thing, haven't they?
If you have a people which feels that they are losing their country, that they have been betrayed by their own elite, then their willingness to fight, their willingness to sacrifice economically, quite obviously is very significantly compromised.
War does not take place when everyone's fighting. Turn the economy down, and that's when you get war.
L'Occident s'est d'une certaine manière autodétruit.
We have no idea who these people are. We give them weapons, we give them ammunition, we give them everything. What are we doing? Why are we involved?
We had changed sides in the war on terrorism, where now we're for the bin Ladenites and against a secular dictator in Syria. You lost track of how many times we switched sides.
Being an ambassador, you're very much an arms salesman between the arms companies, defense ministry, the intelligence services.
This kind of system, it works for itself. It works, so it needs war, so it fabricates war, it creates war.
The majority of the world is lining up against us, and we are reinforcing that lineup by what we're doing. They are very frightened about this inexorable movement of power away from the American empire and its vassals in the Western Hemisphere to China.
Today, it is China that has the largest manufacturing base in the world, not the United States. So the notion of going to war with China is sheer lunacy.
Truth is always the first victim. Nobody wants to tell the truth about any war.
All of the war games that we've run, and in our defeat, in many scenarios, we lose 2/3 of our Navy and Air Force. The Chinese do the same. But unlike us, they have the industrial base to replenish, to rebuild on a rapid basis.
Look at the story of Taiwan. It's a stupid story, Taiwan. Honestly, what happens if there is a war in Taiwan? The Chinese launch a bomb on the factories and the US Army has no more ships.
Talking of China, it has cut its holdings of US Treasury bonds to the lowest level since 2008.
National debt. The vast majority of it is nothing but the accumulation of war debts, period. There's no intention of ever paying off any debt.
All of a sudden, European has to build up a defense when they run out of money.
So the light at the end of the tunnel for me is hopefully a direct democracy where we get to vote.